We're live.
And we are live. This is, Chris, what episode is this? I've totally forgotten.
42.
Welcome to episode 42 of Talking Tech, the weekly podcast from MobileTechTalk. I am your host. I am Dom. I am back. I've been off for like a month.
3 weeks.
3 weeks. I've been really ill. I don't know if these guys talked about it because, again, I haven't listened to anything. I pretty much broke half of my jaw. I pretty much broke half of my jaw in Berlin, and it's still not doing too great. And one of the things my doctor said is try to talk as little as possible.
Yeah, because then I made fun of you about eating a stupid sweetie and breaking your jaw again.
Oh, don't! It was so bad. Like when I did it, Craig and Kurt like actively recoiled. They heard it like it was that loud. But anyway, yeah. So this is going to be slightly different. It's a shorter podcast, and it's shorter at least for a little bit. And we've only really got one topic. Once I jump off, these two might have some other stuff to say. But as you can tell by the title, there's only one thing really important this week, and that's the Note 7. And what a shit show it's been. Wouldn't you two agree?
Oh, yeah.
I would say I think it's more have been a marketing disaster than the actual product being the problem.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say in a way the product is a problem. But I think how it's been handled via PR as well as by other media companies, the entire ordeal has been a shit show.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the media for this has gone down spectacularly badly. I don't think Samsung has dealt very well with it. And lots of other companies, everybody in the media is just absolutely piling on them. And so I think now we've basically had Samsung draw the line in the sand and say, that's it, no more Note 7.
Yeah.
So expect a Note 8 in a couple of months.
with a explosive battery.
I mean,
hopefully
I wouldn't be surprised.
I
wouldn't be surprised if they kind of shelved the Note brand for a couple of years, if I'm honest.
Maybe.
Like maybe for like a year or two, whilst people kind of forget about this. And then, because again, they're not going to stop releasing Galaxy S phones. And the last 2 years, the Note has just been the last couple of years. The Note has just been a big S with a pen. So,
yeah, I mean, this could be they come up with a new name. It could become the Galaxy S8 XL.
Yeah,
there's no way they're going to stop making these products. They're just going to be named something different.
Yeah. So, as we found out this morning, Samsung has officially stopped production of the Note 7. And sorry, I just dropped something on my desk. They've stopped production of the Note 7 in certain countries. I think UK and US and some parts in Korea. They're working with carriers to do buybacks and exchanges, and pretty much telling everyone to turn off their Note 7. Don't charge it. We found out this morning that Oculus sent out an update to the Gear VR, or Note 7's using Gear VR, which means they can no longer use Gear VR because of how much it makes the phone heat up for obvious reasons. It's running the display and the processor at full tilt to try and do VR. It's undoubtedly going to heat the thing up, which when the phone is known for exploding, not something you want. So
no, especially if it's next to your face.
Yeah, no. When something is like millimeters from your eyes, it's
yes, yeah. I mean, whilst I think most of this coverage has just been PR, the media just making a big deal out of it, you really, really, really don't potentially want something, right, basically where your glasses sit. I mean, it's right up to your face.
Yeah, all three of us wear glasses.
Yeah.
And a couple of us have VR headsets. I've got the, it's not a VR headset, but Chris saw it before. I've got the Avogant Glyph, which full Geordie LaForge visor mode here.
Daft Punk, as I said.
Yeah, it's the glyph isn't a VR headset. It's it just puts like a display here, so you can see above and below, and it's kind of like a 50-inch TV from a couple feet away. So it's really nice. But anything like that close to your face, like I said, glasses distance, any type of heat is really noticeable. It gets uncomfortable. And especially something with glass, you don't want glass heat or explosions like inches from your face.
No. I forgot what I was going to say now. Can't remember.
Yeah. So it's kind of it's so weird. So I don't know if you guys have talked about the Note 7 the last couple of weeks, or about everything that's happened.
That's what I was going to say, just quickly. It got to the point where, obviously, courier companies weren't shipping.
Royal Mail.
Royal Mail, that's what I was just going to get to.
Royal Mail will not post. You cannot ship your Note 7 back to Samsung using Royal Mail.
Or the other one is UPS. No, was it UPS or FedEx? FedEx in America. Joshua Vergara from Android Authority tried to send a Note 7 to one of the other writers.
Mm-hmm.
He had a broken, I'm going to use Note 7 and a good Note 7.
Mm-hmm.
He put the wrong note, he put the bad one in the box, went to FedEx, said this is all pre-packaged.
Mm-hmm.
They took it across the counter, not a problem. He gets home and is like, oh, I've put the wrong one in, picks it up, goes back to the FedEx office, goes, I've put the wrong thing in there, can I swap it over? And he argues a toss with them, as he claimed, over, obviously they weren't supposed to ship it.
Yeah.
And he was having an argument with a manager about it. And, well, I say argument, probably just a more detailed conversation. And in the end, what he ended up doing was taking the packages, like both phones back. He just went to another FedEx office and shipped it. What they didn't do, they didn't ask what was in the bloody box.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in fairness, if you ever look at the regulations as to what Royal Mail will accept, for a long time they have officially not accepted batteries.
Well, that's me screwed then.
Well, the thing that they kind of end up getting themselves out of it by saying they will take items if they have built-in batteries. Those are the only batteries that... But technically, if you read what you can and can't post, if you have, like, a spare phone battery,
you can't ship that on its own.
Royal Mail officially say, no, you're not allowed to post that. I mean, you can buy them online, from Amazon and eBay, and the Royal Mail don't give a crap. I mean, they really will just, post the things. But if you declare and say that's what it is, they will officially say, no, you can't.
I can't remember what I bought. I think it was a replacement battery for my Nexus 4 a couple of years ago, from abroad, and it got stopped, and I couldn't get it, and I was just like, that's a bit insane. And then a little while ago, like maybe 2 months ago, I ordered a knife online, like what's it called, like a small like outdoor like utility knife thing. I ordered that from China. I ordered that from China. Came straight through without it's like here, like it didn't get stopped at borders. Like there is literally I was able to ship a knife in the post, but I wasn't able to get a battery.
What was it marked down on the postage for, like, the contents of it? Because obviously
What, the knife or the battery?
The knife.
It was marked down as like utility knife.
Oh, that's really bizarre.
I don't think most of these things actually get read. I think they just go through a big X-ray machine, and if nothing looks funny, which apparently batteries with the cell structure look odd.
So yeah, as kind of was my original subject, and we moved on. My fault. So we had the Note 7 launch. All was good. Then a little while ago, we heard that certain ones were exploding. And
spontaneously combusting
whilst on charge is the important bit for that one. And then they were just like, oh shit, and they did like a voluntary recall, and then it got worse, and then they started working with actual government agencies and carriers to recall them. And this is before it even launched in Europe and the UK. They actually pushed the launch back by like a couple of weeks until they fixed it. Then they fixed it, started shipping out these new ones, which had green battery icons in software and a different logo on the box to connotate the new one.
Sticker.
Yeah, there's like a black X or something, or a black square on the box. And lo and behold, these replacement ones have also been exploding. But the more terrifying thing is these ones have been exploding whilst they haven't been charging at all.
Yeah, that's really bizarre.
Just in use. Not even in use in some cases. Like one was on a table in a Burger King, one was in someone's hands, one was in a pocket.
Yeah, although I personally would be interested to actually see these handsets because, far be it from me to suggest that the people involved may have deliberately fiddled and tried to modify the device to make it explode so that they can get themselves, a
nice little payout.
Well, yeah, not just a payout, but the
guy that's
attention and everything that goes with it.
I mean, the guy in the States with like acute bronchitis and smoke inhalation, I don't think he's making it up.
Oh no, I mean there may well be totally genuine cases.
But no, I do see what you mean. There are people that will try and.
Yeah,
there is the bigger one. I was going to say the one on a plane, which actually burnt the carpet straight through to the metal, which was enough to force the plane down to land, rechecked everybody in, and took the plane out of service.
Also, before I forget, Mark, is that a Palm Pilot in the background on your media cabinet?
Palm Pilot? No.
What is that?
What?
Like, I don't know. Near your TV.
That?
Yeah, that.
I don't know if you can see it. No, you can't. Okay, it's one of the electricity things.
Oh, okay. I genuinely thought it was a Palm Pilot, and you were just trying to be
I was wondering what the hell you were talking about.
Sort of, kind of see it in the corner. It's you attach the thing to your electricity meter, and it tells you roughly sort of what you're using.
Oh, okay. So again, we're great at getting off track. So yeah, this has kind of been a real shit show. So the replacement Note 7s are also exploding in probably worse ways than they were before. People are getting hurt. People are getting hurt.
I mean, the flight one, I don't know, that just seems like, if you own one of all the times for it to go bad whilst you're on a plane. Oh, but not just on the plane, whilst you're still on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of phones seem to have issues on planes. We hear a lot about iPhones that tend to kind of swell up and go, and I don't know if it has anything to do with like the pressure changes of them.
The other thing I was going to say,
I'm not smart enough to know that, but
there is an air pressure difference on flight. There is an air pressure difference on flights. I mean, they do reduce cabin pressure.
Yeah.
So there is that, but the fact that this was basically on the ground before the plane had gone anywhere, there was nothing changed. It just seems
iffy,
highly coincidental timing, and it might be totally genuine. It may well be completely, totally, and utterly genuine. However, I'm a tiny bit suspicious.
Yeah. The other one I was going to say, aren't the supplier for the new batteries supposed to be the same as the iPhone supplier?
I don't know. Well, yeah, one of the original problems.
It was a Samsung battery.
Well, no, there's Samsung cells that are made into modules by a third-party company, and the company that made them into the modules was originally said to be the issue, which was only meant to be like, I think they said like 15 or 20% of all Note 7s, and then suddenly more started coming.
Then they pulled them back and started putting a total different battery in them.
Yeah. Which seems to have all different types of problems. Which seems to have all different types. And again, I think this is, in a weird and kind of terrible way, is kind of limit battery technology, because the only thing they've been able to really do is just trying to. What's Elon Musk says? He puts 11 pounds of stuff in a 10-pound bag, which is how he described the newest Tesla battery. He's like, we can't get any more density in this current capacity. And that's what we've been trying to chase for the last couple of years in smartphones, trying to put as much juice in actually reducing size.
Yeah, not just that. We've also had moves to charging them faster.
Yeah.
And
So
I think personally think that's the problem, because there's a reason that old, rechargeable batteries, you took a long time to charge them, because if you do them quickly, it creates heat, and that's not good, and it also creates a potential for gas expansion.
Yeah.
And that's what makes old batteries especially begin to swell.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I've said this before. I charge my phone on a 500 milliamp hour charger at night. But it's an overnight charge. It doesn't need to be a fast charge when I'm putting it.
See, to me, I put it on a 1 amp charge.
I have a fast charger in the office. Like, I have the official Huawei 9-volt 2-amp charger in the office when I need to, like, oh shit, I'm going out and I've got 20% left.
That's what a battery bank was invented for.
Well, yeah, but it's like...
Oh, then again, you wear skinny jeans and you can't get a battery bank in your pockets, can you?
Apart from that. But it's like, I've got so many battery banks, I don't know which ones are charged anymore. And then you leave the thing as, you just charge them all at the same time. But then you're leaving batteries charging all the time, which is another problem. It decreases their life. You increase the risk of them expanding on their own.
Let's face it. What we need is some government to just come in and say, right, that's it. Phone battery sizes are all to be the same now. And if I got one laying around here, basically what we should do is we should all go back to just bloody using AAA batteries.
There is a phone. Oh god, it's a phone made, I think, by Energizer.
There's an AT&T one as well.
Yeah, it doesn't have a screen or anything, and it's an emergency phone. You just shove a triple or a AA battery in it, and it just lasts for like a year.
I've seen those things. They're for like your
emergency. You put them in your car and stuff.
Yeah, AT&T did a thing.
I mean, I think that, AAA batteries, which are kind of small, and I know I have some of them sitting around on my desk somewhere.
I've got batteries around here. Here you go. Here's a AAA. God damn it.
I have a double A.
I mean, those, right? Okay, it's not maybe super duper thin, but for those in a phone, it's not going to make that much difference. And that way, if you're out and your phone dies, well, you can just pop into any shop and you buy a full pack of batteries.
Then we get back to the point of wasting batteries and shit.
Well, use rechargeables.
Yeah, but then most people are too stupid.
Well, yeah, but you just leave them in the phone all the time, so you just charge them like you would normally. But it gives you that emergency if you're out somewhere.
I suppose.
Oh no, phone's gonna die.
If we can't force all companies to use the same charger, we can't force them to use the same battery.
Well, we could, just no one seems very willing to.
Yeah, sure, it's theoretically possible to force everyone to use micro B or USB-C. But these things do work. You've got to coordinate the entire not even just the developed world. The entire world where these things are sold.
It's not difficult to do. I mean, for example, loads of phones now all contain support for GLONASS, which is the sort of Russian equivalent of GPS. The reason being, the Russian government said, if you want to sell a phone in Russia, it has to have it, or you pay some charge. Some import fee for selling them. So what did all the phone companies do? They just integrate them into everyone.
Yeah, I mean, whilst it originally started like that, when they kind of redid GPS, I say redid in a really loose way, when they redid GPS and then kind of turned into GNSS, which is Global Navigation Satellite Services, I think. And it's kind of like the mix of GPS, GLONASS, and there's something else. I think it's like it's like
there's-
Ancom or something like that. There's like 3 or 4 of them, and it's all
Yeah,
under
there's-
the badge of GNSS.
Yeah, there's the Chinese system, and there's Galileo upcoming, and the Indians are planning one too. The Chinese one also is in existence at the moment. It just doesn't really cover, as far as I know, much outside of China.
Yeah.
But useful if you're there. And to be honest, it's better for everybody if you have all of the systems working.
Yeah.
But it was the fact that all it took for it to suddenly become available in almost all phones. Russians said, you have to. So how much would it be if, say, the EU or China or the US said, you must create a battery standard or use AAA?
Yeah, no, I don't think any of them would. The most likely to do that would be China. Probably.
Yeah. China.
But like I said, I don't know how much it would. This is kind of the thing I'm trying to think of. We can't force them to use the same fucking charger.
We can. We just don't care enough to.
But I don't think it is that. It's like if the US, if the US government said, look, Apple, you've got to use USB-C, they wouldn't. Apple is a US company which has almost.
If it's the law,
50% of the market share. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think Apple has too many politicians in their pocket in a certain way that they could try and sway before it.
Oh
even
yes,
becomes law.
I don't believe that the US would actually ever declare that Apple has to use USB-C because Apple owns
the
Lightning.
Which is the problem. I don't think
Well,
we can.
this is why we have China. China could do it.
It's because they're a fucking communist state.
Yeah, well, they're not so much communist anymore, but yeah,
but they're not socialists.
Yeah,
it's kind of like a fascist communist state.
Yeah, they are.
It's a really weird. Yeah.
Yeah, they are a dictatorship. They're just not so much with the communist.
Yeah, but it's like say, do you know what would be be great? Blah blah blah. Do you know what? Russia could do it. Nothing good has ever come from that phrase.
Probably. Well, we've all got phones that now support GLONASS as well as GPS. That's kind of good.
But nothing really uses GLONASS outside of Russia. We will have support for it, but nothing uses it.
Well, your phone does. Your phone will use it. It'll use all the satellites it can see to locate you.
Yeah, but it'll work just as well without GLONASS.
But it works better with it. The more satellites your phone can see, the quicker and the better accuracy it gets.
And it uses less battery and all that. But like I said, it's really
it's not like I want to move to Russia or anything to get.
Yeah, like I'm saying, it's like, do you know what would be great? Blah blah blah. Russia did it. It's like blah blah blah. China did it. North Korea did it. None of these are.
They don't bode well for anyone who lives there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but I don't.
Because we could say, don't worry, their government will force them to do it. The people in that country is like, yeah, the government will fucking force us to do it. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, I know. I mean, first world problems, first world solutions.
I genuinely just shoved this earbud too far in my ear canal. Ouch. That really hurt. You know those silicon tips with the 3 flanges?
Yeah.
I genuinely just shoved one of those too far into my ear.
Yeah, the AT&T phone I was on about, it's the AT&T spare phone. Runs off 2 AA batteries and just has a keypad and a little sheet on the back for you to write numbers in.
Yeah.
By the way, Mark, I actually really love these earbuds.
Which ones are those?
M6 Pros.
Ah, okay.
Really good.
They're good.
They are really good, apart from just shoving them too far in your ear.
No comment.
Well, if you will shove things where you're not supposed to shove things, that's entirely your business.
They are literally meant to go in your ear canal. I just shoved it too far in my ear canal.
You mean you shoved it too fast in your ear canal?
No, I was just wiggling it.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting Chris to say that's what she said, but
I did say no comment deliberately.
So again, going back, like I said, this Note 7 fiasco is fiasco is the only real word. We had a phone on sale that got recalled, but only in parts of the world.
Yeah.
And then it was a voluntary recall. And then the government's got involved. And then it stopped going on sale somewhere before it even actually gone on sale. Then they fixed it, got the new one out. Turns out like a month later, if that, the new ones have even worse problems than the old ones. And they've not only stopped shipping, they've stopped, like, postage companies have stopped shipping them back to Samsung. Samsung has stopped making them as of this morning. I think, was it? They originally said they were going to take like $1 billion loss.
Yeah, I mean,
as of today, that's a $17 billion loss.
The saying that they've stopped production. I mean, at this point, who would be buying one anyway?
But I mean, you're right. But like I was saying to Chris before we went on, like, this isn't going to kill Samsung. No way near. Samsung have their fingers in too many pies. Like the way the Note series started was like Samsung just like putting all their newest shit into a phone they knew not many people were going to buy. So it had like the newest AMOLED screen and the highest end processor and a new battery tech, because why not? Because again, it wasn't a very high volume product. And over the years, it kind of evolved into, let's just see how much cool shit we can shove into the phone. And it just so happens that most of the stuff inside it is made by Samsung. So for people that don't know, Samsung makes screens, battery cells, not just modules. So screens.
Yeah, Samsung make everything. Samsung, I don't know if they still have it, but they have a defense department.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, no, they still have they are military contractors as well.
Yeah. And if you look up some of the shit that they make, like
they make like missiles.
The automated turret guns in Aliens, where it tracks. Samsung makes those.
Yeah.
Right, like, real things. Yeah, Samsung makes them.
In your phone alone, Samsung make, like, say, like, we'll just pick up any phone. Like, Samsung has a display division, a RAM division, a storage division, a processor division, a battery division, a radio division, camera division. What else? It has an industrial design division. It also has a fingerprint division, which it licenses from Synaptics. Like, Samsung make, and this is just for phones. Like Mark said, they had a military contractor. They have.
I think they still
everything.
Although I think they've renamed it because Google is telling me it's Samsung TechWin, or also called Hanwatt TechWin. But like, and the Google images that come back is a giant fucking tank.
Yeah, Samsung make everything.
Yeah, so Samsung is literally of sufficient size where Samsung could launch a military strike on North Korea and win.
Samsung could like just cut off its entire smartphone division, and the company as a whole would barely suffer.
Well, they do TVs and they do this fridges.
And again, it's not like they just like repackage other people's stuff as well.
No, they make all the bits.
They make the screens to sell to.
Although curiously, they did just sell their printer division to HP for $1 billion or something.
Yeah. So fine, that's one less thing Samsung make.
But the thing is, Samsung probably still make all the bits that go into them.
Exactly. Samsung will make the motors and the runners and probably the belts that go into them. They'll also still probably make the ink that goes. Like, again, they make everything.
Try and charge you way too much at that.
Put it this way. Like I said, they have an SoC division, a CPU. It's called Samsung LSI. Yeah. Not only do they make processors with ARM cores, they have a custom designed ARM core like Apple does, except they also own a fabrication division. So they make what's it called? They produce the A9, the A9X. Global Foundries license Samsung's process for the new AMD graphics cards. Like, Samsung is everywhere. Samsung mobiles could just shut up shop tomorrow, and Samsung as a whole would barely feel it. Like I said, saying like they're taking a $17 billion loss it's not like nothing, but it's almost like nothing.
Yeah, it hurts them.
It hurts them more in brand perception rather than financials.
Yeah, I mean, this is not going to break them. I mean, I can't remember. There was once I actually looked at the revenues of Samsung was greater than that of North Korea. I mean, it's not like North Korea is the most well-off country on the face of the earth, but still. Like, I wasn't really joking when I said that Samsung would have the ability to launch a, military invasion of North Korea. I mean, they
Yeah, no, they probably would.
They're big enough that they could do it.
Yeah. And, like, because they're from South Korea, they probably have, like, the right, like, what's it called? Reasoning to do it anyway. I think, wasn't it like South Korea a couple of weeks ago said they have an official plan in place to assassinate Kim Jong-un?
Well, probably. I mean, you've also got to bear in mind
they came out and said it. Like
North Korea and South Korea technically are still at war. I mean,
yes.
they never signed a peace treaty.
No, but no, like I said, they came out publicly and said they had a plan to assassinate Kim Jong-un if it came down to it. Which, whilst we all assumed it, they never came out and publicly said it.
Yeah.
And, like, it's just, like, again, I don't know how we got into North-South Korea.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, maybe this is a plan, right? Maybe this is what Samsung should do, is take all these batteries, smuggle them as explosive devices, and take on North Korea.
Oh, God.
Just strap Qi chargers to Note 7s and drop them on planes.
Let's just strap the batteries to the Qi. Like, just go really ghetto with
it. Then you have to, like, spend the money dismantling the phones, of which none of them can ever be sold as brand new again. It's like a car that's only done production miles, which is like a car that's gone from the back of a truck to the showroom and then back to another truck. It's done like 3 miles in its life. That car can never been sold as new because it's technically been used. These phones, like, again, like, flash memory inside of them has write cycles. It can never be... It physically degrades over time.
Yeah, this is just strap a load of Qi chargers and a load of cheap explosive battery packs as well, just because they'll be cheap. Just throw them in as grenades.
So yeah, the Note 7 is just a massive clusterfuck. There's no really other way to say it.
I did quite like the look of the bloody thing at first.
Yeah.
I think there's probably nothing wrong with most of it. It's just retarded battery shit. Frankly,
like I said,
using replaceable batteries in the first place, this wouldn't have been a fucking issue.
But like I said the other day, it's like suddenly being able to stick the pen in the other way around doesn't seem like so much of an issue, does it?
No.
From the Note 5, it's like suddenly sticking the S pen in the wrong way isn't actually that bad, is it? Which they also silently fixed a couple months after launch.
The other thing I was going to point out is this might be a bit tangenty, but this puts Google, that would put their relationship with Google in a kind of a dodgy spot with the Pixel.
Yeah.
Because the Pixel could literally just takes, what's what I'm looking for? Competition? Yeah, that'll do. Takes competition with the Note.
Oh, no, it wouldn't.
Hey!
No way. The Note has such a small market share for Samsung, but even that's 10 times bigger than what the Pixel will sell.
Yeah, normal people don't buy Nexuses or Pixels, right?
Well, no, they won't buy
normal
Pixel
people
because it's too goddamn expensive. It's like iPhone money.
Well, it's not that it's too expensive. It's not that it's more expensive than any other really high-end phone. It's that they simply have never heard of it.
No.
Google is not,
Google is actively trying to change that, and I give them kudos. But you can't just instantly build brand recognition. You can't build.
No.
Well, you can't do it instantly, but you can do it fairly quickly if you choose to throw vast sums of money.
But I mean, even then, like, say a phone was announced on September 1st and goes on sale October 1st, and you give, if it was possible to have a TV ad on every network in the UK 4 times a day, every day in that month. So, and you had you take in paper ads in every newspaper and on the sides of buses. So you bombarded everyone in the country with, even if they didn't know what it was, the word like Pixel and Google and a picture of a phone. That's still not enough to, by October 1st, have enough people saying, yeah, no, I've that Pixel phone, that sounds really good. because again, it's still hypothetical at that point. They don't know anyone that's got that Pixel phone.
No,
They don't know
also the
any-
fact that they don't recognize that as a brand.
Exactly, which, like I said, it can be built, and it can be built fast. But fast is a couple of years, not a couple of months.
Now, you can do it in 6 months if you throw enough marketing money.
Really?
If Google got the checkbook out and went crazy, they could. I mean, they wouldn't, and it would be stupid for them to do because it would be very not cost effective.
I mean, I would like totally buy the 5-inch Pixel.
I mean, if Google really wanted, what they could simply do is replace every time you go to google.co.uk and have half the page with a freaking advert for the Pixel.
Pixel, yeah.
I mean, I'd buy the black 5-inch Pixel if it was on my carrier more than anything else. I'm not on EE, and I'm not likely to go to EE. But if it was on 3, if they had managed to launch on all networks in the UK, I think that would be a big one.
See, the one
At that point, I don't think the price would matter, because
you could take it out on contract.
Yeah, people are going to say like, oh, it's £32 a month with 50 quid up front.
Yeah.
See, that's the other thing.
You're fine with that.
It's the other thing with the Pixel. It is so goddamn expensive.
But it's not.
Yeah, it's not that it's particularly more expensive than anything else. The reason that it's a big headline number is because you buy it separately.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
which is why I think it's so important that they didn't get every carrier in the UK.
You compare it to something like this, the 6p at launch was $440.
But that's a different.
Yeah.
That, like, Google didn't design the 6p. Huawei designed most of it.
Yeah, true. But like 599 quid for a 5-inch
32 gig.
32 gig. Add £100 to take it up to 128, which that itself isn't bad. But like I said, I
haven't got my keyboard around. Can one of you go to Apple and see what a 32 gig 7 is? Not a 7 plus, a 7.
Same price range, I believe.
So again, like a 32 gig iPhone 7
is,
and again, it's roughly that same size. I mean, it's a smaller screen, but the physical size is roughly the same. They're both going to be stupid fast. They're both going to have great cameras, and when
they are bang on the money.
What, $599?
$599.
Yeah,
jet black.
So same size as same price as an iPhone, same size as an iPhone. Like,
saying that, I can't seem to find a 32 gig model. It might be because I chose jet black color.
I mean, like, they only do 32, 128, and 256. Don't they?
Yeah.
It might just be sold out. Is it just like grayed out?
No, it just wasn't there at all. I've just gone to the it's probably jet black color thing. I've gone to the silver version, and 32 gigabyte iPhone 7 is $599.
Yeah.
Would be about 100 quid. Should be when Apple's website stops having a spaz attack.
Which is actually something also that's kind of funny. I can't believe that after all this time, like, Apple's website still like just crumbles when a new iPhone comes out.
Yeah. See,
they take it offline for like the day.
A 128 gig is literally same money, $699.
Yeah.
So this will also be the same for the iPhone 7 Plus.
So you're quadrupling the storage for 100 quid more on both.
That is good.
That's good. But I said, and people,
it's not. No, it's much better than how badly they've been before. It's not good.
Yes. No, it doesn't. It doesn't cost 100 quid to quadruple the amount of flash drives.
No, exactly. I mean, it's still a con.
It's still a massive con. Like, when you consider that OnePlus like quadrupled it for, like, I think it was 50 quid. Like,
that's another phone I'm still kind of interested in.
To speak to Craig if I were you.
Yeah,
like I said, like, people are totally fine with buying iPhones on contract. Like, the price doesn't really come into it. And if Google can build that brand cachet, that rapport with customers of being an expensive phone, but it's worth the money, like Samsung has over the years.
I do not believe for one instant that Google can.
I don't know. Like I said, because the only thing stopping
the fact that Google has,
stopping me buying the Pixel is that it's not on my carrier, and I don't have 6.
I mean, the fact that Google have again gone from calling things Nexus to Pixel, like I mean, Google can't build a brand because Google can't sit in its ass for more than 2 minutes at a time.
I mean, the Nexus brand is 6 years old.
Right, but I mean, why?
And in the grand scheme of things, Google is 16 years old.
Right, so
and 6 years it's had one singular brand.
Well,
I'm not saying I'm not
Google.
Huh?
As in, it's been Google, but Google has a habit of kicking things into life and then quickly stamping them out again.
And
Google
whilst I do agree with that, I don't think you can apply that to Nexus, seeing as it's 6 years old.
Well, partly. I mean, I think the issue with the Nexus brand
especially
was
seeing as
Google
Android itself
can't.
8 years old.
Google has a problem with being able to plan for the future. I mean, did Google not realize that calling the Nexus 7, because it was 7-inch, was going to be one day pose a problem?
Yeah, no, I think foresight was definitely a problem.
Yeah, because they came out with the Nexus 4, because it was the 4th one and 4 inches. Then they came out with the 5.
It was 4.7.
Well, it was still a 4 at the beginning, so that's what they said. You know, it's the Nexus 4, whilst there was the Nexus 7, and then the 5, and then Google doesn't sort of think, well, what happens in the future?
Yeah.
Google just doesn't do this forward planning thing.
But no, I totally agree. Like I said, like it's possible to build a brand fast. I don't think it's able to build a brand for an expensive phone that fast.
I think you can if you throw enough money at it, but I don't believe Google can.
Yeah,
because Google is just they can't organize themselves. They can't check. Google is fine in short-term, quick things, but any more than like 10 or 20 minutes and something shiny has gone by and Google has gone off chasing it.
Like a child with ADHD.
Pretty much.
Anyway, I'm probably going to jump off because my jaw is starting to really hurt. You guys can either carry on for like another 15 minutes or you guys can shut it down now. It's up to you.
I'll go for this, shut it down. I've got shit I need to do.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Right, fine.
So, thank you for listening to episode 42.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to episode 42 of Talking Tech, the weekly podcast from Mobile Tech Talk. And there is a dog barking outside my office. I am at mobile_dom on Twitter. Chris is at Chris Wallace 959. Mark is at Mark2410. The site is at MTT Feed. We are www.mobiletechtalk.co.uk. And I'm blanking on the social media because I haven't got it up on screen at the moment.
Where did you get to? You got Mobile Tech Talk UK. Instagram is Mobile Tech Talk. YouTube and Google Plus is just search Mobile Tech Talk because it's easier. And I believe Facebook. No, you've got Facebook. You've got Facebook. It's Mobile Tech Talk UK.
And lastly, our Patreon, patreon.com/Mobile Tech Talk. If you give us some money, we can make better shit for you. So yeah, that's it. Thank you, you two. I know this is a kind of a different one. We only had one topic that we kind of tangented on, but I think it's kind of important to speak about something as high profile as it is in the world that we live in. Thank you for. Oh, actually, no. Before we sign off, has anyone got anything in for review? That's going up in the next week, Mark.
That is going up in the next week. Okay, so we ignore the stuff that arrived the other day. Things that are going.
You can't dictate which pile is which.
Well, Bludio sent me one or two thingies.
Or four.
Or four, yes. Yeah, those are probably not going to end up going up this week. Things that probably should be going up this week. Those should be going up. They are shiny. They're very nice.
Who are they from?
Trinity Audio.
Okay.
They are the Phantom Sabers.
And I love how they call them really good names like that.
And there is the other one, which is in the same triangular case.
Well, that's cool.
And these look similar, but smaller. Don't know if you can sort of see the
Yeah.
Yeah, difference. Yeah, same company. They are also pretty good.
Cool.
And those
Chris?
should be going up within the next couple of days. And then as for the rest of the week, I don't know. It will depend on kind of
How productive you are.
yeah, how productive and what kind of things I decide to like pick up.
Chris,
have you got anything going up this week?
I believe the whatever review I had went live. I've got the Tab Prime, which is a long overdue review. That's being written Friday, so that should hopefully be up before the next podcast. That's probably the closest thing.
Yep. I have two things. I have the Avagant glyph, as you saw earlier, and I have the yoga book, which is stupid thin. And
I get really jealous every time I see that.
I really am. I'm enjoying playing with it, but it's not without faults, as I suspected. And the review should be going up either later this week or early next week. So, thank you two for joining me, and thank you for having me back to host my own podcast. Weird. Anyway, thank you everyone else for watching. Goodbye.
See ya.